All right, welcome to our Wednesday night reading of the Leadership for Higher Consciousness. This is your host, Krishna Deva Das, and we are on the fourth chapter. And the title of this chapter is Expanded Realities for the Mind. We should be able to finish the chapter today. We'll see how far we can get. And then after that goes into part two, developing skills. And anyway, we'll wait to reveal the name of the chapter 5. So this section of chapter 4 is called Beyond Time and Space. So we'll read for the next 30 minutes. Hopefully something sticks out, something sticks in the mind and offers you a more comprehensive understanding of reality. Anyway, let's jump into it. Another way to explain parapsychological occurrences is by adopting an expanded understanding of time and space. Many psychic events seem to happen outside of one's perceptions of these two dimensions. In his autobiography, Memories, Dreams, and Reflections, Jung wrote that the psyche, by its very nature, extends into a spaceless and timeless sphere. Extrasensory perceptions, he felt, are natural to the psyche, which operates beyond the realm of physical sensation. In Jung's words, we must face the fact that our world, with its time, space, and causality, relates to another order of things lying behind or beneath it, in which neither here and there nor early or later are of importance. I have been convinced that at least a part of our psychic existence is not characterized by a relativity of space and time. This relativity seems to increase in proportion to the distance from our consciousness to an absolute condition of timelessness and spacelessness. Jung made similar observations in his description of the collective unconscious, stating that there is a ongoing universal connection among all ideas, actions, and thoughts to which people can attune and which they can influence. The oneness of all things. Yet another explanation for psychic experience is that everything is actually God, and therefore all phenomena are simply different aspects of God's energy. The Vedic scriptures explain that the Lord has three different types of energy, or Shakti: Bairanga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti, and Antaranga Shakti. Bairanga Shakti is the material nature that is perceived as existing separately from the Lord. Tatastha Shakti is the soul or essence that is lodged inside the physical body of each living being. And Antaranga Shakti is the divine spiritual energy in its most direct and pure expression. The Vedic philosophers believe that since all things are one in the sense that they all come from God and are but different aspects of God's energy, this oneness is responsible for the interconnections that underlie psychic experiences. In this sense, God is simply knowing, relating, and interacting with different aspects of himself. Thus, it is easy for God to heal himself or to know himself. because everything comes from God in the first place. One means of understanding the unity of all things is to consider that everything is sustained through energy vibrations. Just as science is now recognizing that the mind underlies matter, it is also beginning to accept spirit as the source of the mind. Given that all matter ultimately is spirit, manifesting in different frequencies that influence one another, the interconnections among phenomena becomes easier to understand. Another interesting point or perspective on the oneness of all things is found in the Bhagavad Gita. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta. I am the knower of the Vedas. Here, the speaker, Krishna, God, explains that he is in the heart of every living being. That from this it follows that guidance and knowledge are also in everyone's heart, because a form of God resides there. Given that such a form of God is in all life, then each individual aspect of life should have no difficulty identifying, relating to, or connecting with another aspect. Extraterrestrial life, fact or fiction? Although the possibility of life on other planets is a controversial topic, the subject has been mentioned frequently enough in books, articles, and other media to merit inclusion here. As a leader, you must keep an open mind. It just might be possible that reported encounters and extraterrestrial visitors to this planet tap into some unknown capabilities of the human mind to transcend everyday, generally accepted perceptions of time and space. Discussions about extraterrestrial life has existed since time immemorial. Throughout the ages, there have been reports of many cultures about unidentified flying objects, UFOs, appearing in various locations. In such countries as Peru, for instance, UFOs have been investigated for years because the local people constantly report their presence. Recent times have witnessed an increase in the reporting of such incidents. A Gallup poll in the late 1980s reported that 15 million Americans claimed to have seen UFOs, while more than half of the U.S. population believes that UFOs are real. Some American leaders have apparently had encounters of their own. President Eisenhower reportedly saw UFO visitors at Edward Air Force Base in California in 1954. During his campaign for president, Jimmy Carter promised that if he were elected, he would encourage the Air Force to make it public its UFO files. He had apparently sighted a UFO when he was governor of Georgia. In addition, there have been many other UFO sightings by reputable people throughout the world. Whatever one may think about the validity or the meaning of such experiences, these investigations are helping the human race gain more information about the vastness of God's creation and demonstrating that people perceive only a small microcosm of the total reality that can be experienced. Some individuals believe that in the 21st century, there will be much more knowledge about, understanding of, and communication with beings beings from other universes and other dimensions. For those who want to explore this topic in greater depth, numerous books and reports discuss UFOs, many written by quite respectable scientists commissioned to investigate these phenomena. Your subconscious arsenal of power. Another way in which the mind of the human being actual becomes actuated is through dreams. Dreams affect a person's life more profoundly than one might expect. One way to appreciate the power of the dream state is to consider that a person's waking activities could be the result of these dream world experiences. In other words, whatever happens to people when they're asleep becomes manifest in some form during a waking state. When someone is asleep, only the physical body actually takes rest. The astral body, composed of mind, intelligence, and ego, is often more active during sleep than in the waking state. One could easily say that people are more asleep when they're awake and more awake while they are sleeping. Many great inventors and thinkers have received amazing inspiration from the higher dimensions after sleeping on a particular problem. During sleep, the physical body is at rest, but the subtle body is much more active and able to have experiences beyond this three-dimensional world. Considering that one third of the of a person's life is spent sleeping, one can appreciate the need to understand the sleep state in order to gain the maximum benefit from it. Dreams can be of inestimable estimable benefit to you as a leader, providing guidance, inspiration, self-understanding, and self-purification. You have many helpers in both your waking and sleeping states, another indication that you are not alone. Legions of angels and also what are called demigods are ready to help you to serve those in your care more effectively. Many dreams represent information from a source of higher knowledge that can help you lead with clarity, decisiveness, and integrity. During sleep, when the mind is not subject to the same limitations imposed by the waking consciousness, you may discover unexpected creative solutions to problems and gain more useful insights into more your motivations and behaviors. Creating the proper environment. People need different amounts of sleep, some requiring 10 to 12 hours each night, and others need only 4 to 5. However, the amount of sleep is not the only important factor for replenishing the body. The quality and even timing of the sleep must be considered as well. For instance, the most restful hours are from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. Those 2 hours are so important that it is well worth the effort to go to bed by 10. If you go to bed by after 10, you may need more sleep to compensate. Also, remember that the quality of sleep will suffer if the mind is restless and disturbed, or if the body is feeling discomfort from eating late at night. As you develop an appreciation for the dream state, you will be able to monitor and program your dreams in order to receive maximum benefit from them. One way to accomplish this is to set aside time to become peaceful before going to sleep. For instance, you might listen to pleasant, spiritually oriented music or read literature of a spiritual or philosophical nature. In addition, for about 30 minutes before going to sleep, monitor your thoughts carefully because the nature and quality of your thoughts just before sleep can have a powerful effect on your experience during the dream state. You can also request that answers you can also request that answers to important questions appear to you in your dream. Whenever possible, avoid eating at, as bedtime approaches. If you eat within 3 hours of going to sleep, your body will be busy digesting food instead of getting the rest it needs. For example, if you consume a large meal before going to sleep, you will awaken feeling sluggish and tired the next morning because the body did not fully replenish itself. Eating heavily before bedtime also increases sexual stimulation, creating heavy abdomen that pushes on the genitals to provoke sexual dreams. Dream interpretation. Interpreting dreams has recently become quite popular. Numerous books and journals discuss dream interpretation, and many people keep journals of their dreams and study the meaning of dream symbolism. However, it is important not to become overly preoccupied with dream interpretation, which is often based on speculation and uncertainty. Dreams do not need your conscious assistance to serve their intended function. If a dream is significant, it will ultimately affect the conscious mind whether you analyze the dream or not. For example, the spiritual dream will make its impression by producing some new awareness during its waking state. However, there is still value in paying attention to dreams and heeding their messages with, without becoming excessively preoccupied with analyzing them. In the process, it is wise not to become attracted to particular interpretation, especially if it appears self-serving, and to remain vigilant at all times about motivations and desires that might distort your perceptions. Here are simple techniques to help you remember your dreams. As soon as you awaken and before you get out of bed, try to remember everything that happened during the previous night. Do this before moving any part of your body. Then, if you so desire, you can write down your dreams in a journal in order to appreciate them at a later time. Keep in mind that once your feet touch the floor, you immediately shock yourself back into the physical waking state, and much of the subtle dream experience may fade your awareness. Importance of sleep. The sleep state is one of the most important aspects of life. During this period, individuals have many opportunities to grow. They can meet their loved ones who have transcended to higher planes of life, visit great centers of learning, receive instruction from great spiritual masters, and encounter a variety of other experiences that can contribute to deeper understanding of the purpose and the meaning of life. The soul also has a chance to be in its more natural state, less bound to the gross physical body. The importance of sleep is easy to understand if one remembers that in terms of perennial philosophy, upon which all the world's great religions are based, the physical body is only a temple of the soul. If then the soul is the essence of a human being, people are closer to its natural soul state when it is dreaming and unaware of the physical body. This raises an essential question. Is it possible that the waking state is actually the dream, and that the so-called dream is closer to the true awakened state? Ponder these thoughts. There is more in truth than you may realize. So, highlights of this chapter. 1. What would human beings be capable of if they used their entire brain, all 100% of it? If they did so, they would be gods. They were intended to be microcosms of the macrocosms, self-contained energy units with the power to move mountains. We shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall no doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those which he saith shall come to pass. He shall have whatsoever he saith. Jesus said to his disciples, and he was not joking. Number 2, many diseases have direct and indirect psychological correlations in which the mind causes the body to accept its conclusions and the body reacts accordingly. 3, psychoneuroimmunology is the study of the mysterious way in which a person's mind and emotions can influence the immune system. It appears that in addition to the thoughts in a person's mind, positive emotions such as hope and love can help speed the healing process. There's little doubt that the mind can be the most powerful healing tool. The vast power of the human mind is also demonstrated by the existence of psychic phenomena. The field of parapsychology, which studies these phenomena, can be viewed as a bridge linking together the humanities, religion, and the arts and sciences into an integrated understanding of how the human mind interacts with the cosmos. Number 5, every psychic phenomena represents a conduit to another dimension or another form of energy that is not acknowledged by orthodox belief systems and demonstrate that humans are more than just physical beings. Number 6, the Vedic philosophers believe that that since all things are one in the sense that they come from God and are but different aspects of God's energy, this oneness is responsible for the interconnections that underlie psychic experiences. In the sense, God is simply knowing, relating, and interacting with different aspects of himself. Thus, it is easy for God to know himself or to heal himself because everything comes from God in the first place. Number 7, whatever we may think about the validity of the meaning of the UFO experiences, these investigations are helping the human race again gain more information about the vastness of God's creation and demonstrating that people perceive only a small microcosm of total reality that can be experienced. Another way in which the potential of this number 8, another way in which the potential of the human mind becomes available is through dreams. Dreams affect the person's life much more profoundly than one might expect. One way to appreciate the power of the dream state is to consider that a person's waking activities could be the result of dream world experiences. In other words, what happens to people when they are asleep becomes manifest in some form during the waking state. Number 9, before going to sleep, you might listen to pleasant, spiritually oriented music or read literature of a spiritual philosophical nature. In addition, for about 30 minutes before going to sleep, monitor your thoughts carefully because the nature and the quality of your thoughts just before sleep can have a powerful effect on your experience during the dream state. You can also request that answers to important questions appear to you in your dreams. Number 10, the sleep state is one of the most important aspects of life. During this period, individuals have many opportunities to grow. They can meet with loved ones who have transcended to higher planes of life, visit great centers of learning, receive instruction from great spiritual masters or teachers, and encounter a variety of other experiences that can contribute to a deeper understanding of the purpose and the meaning of life. The soul also has a chance to be in its more natural state, less bound to the gross physical body. Mindsets. Number 1, meditate on the 10 essential technologies listed at the beginning of this book each night before going to sleep. From them, select a theme or a question and request a dream to help deepen your understanding and give you guidance. Number 2, be aware of the relationship between your state of mind and your physical condition. Through self examination, discover negative thoughts and feelings that may be harming your health and take steps to release or transmute them. Refer to preceding chapter for suggestions about how to do this. 3, try not to go to bed on a full stomach. Eat several hours before sleep so that your food will have time to digest. Observe the effects Observe the effects yourself. One night, go to sleep immediately after a full meal and notice how you feel in the morning. Another time, wait several hours after eating before you're tired, and you'll probably feel the difference the next day. Number 4, if you want to remember your dreams better, keep a tape recorder of your notes and at your bedside. Immediately upon waking, before your mind begins to move around, reflect on your dream experiences and then record them. Number 6, assess your attitude toward psychic phenomena. Do you scoff at them to consider them irrelevant to your work? Take some time to consider the importance of that paranormal abilities might have to excuse me. Take time to consider the importance that paranormal abilities might have to you as a leader, either in your own actions or in understanding the actions of others. Number 6, try rising at 4 or 5 a.m. to write, reflect, meditate, chant, pray, study, and engage in other productive activities. These are the most potent hours of the entire day. If you are not excessively tired from staying up the late previous night, you will know increasing your quality in your work and spiritual practice. You can use these hours to make more thoughtful and effective decisions. Number 7, explore the potential of suggestology or superlearning to enhance your own ability to absorb large amounts of information quickly and encourage others to do so. Take some time each day to listen to the voice of your own intuition. In the silence, ask for general or specific guidance and then allow thoughts and images to emerge. You might want to write them down, trust that they have meaning for you, and heed their messages. Number 9, make an effort to get to know individuals who have special healing powers and other paranormal abilities. Speak with them about their work and learn from them. Find ways to apply your learning in your leadership roles. Number 10, in your daily life, pay attention to hunches, unexplainable feelings, or ideas that seem to come unbidden. Consider that these may be valuable sources of guidance and do not discount them. At the same time, monitor your motivations and use your common sense to validate these hunches, feelings, and ideas to ensure that they are not based on illusion. Part 2, developing skills. Human beings are co-creators with God, reflecting the fact that they are made in the image of God. The thoughts they think and the words they speak today are constantly creating their tomorrows. Those who learn to control their thoughts and their words will control their future. And I'll read, this starts chapter 5. I'll read this part just briefly and then we'll save the rest for next week. So chapter 5, patience, tolerance, empathy, keys to effective leadership. Every leader can benefit from the qualities of mature patience and tolerance. However, there is a great difference between patience and laziness or apathy. Sometimes those who seem to be patient or who want others to think they're being patient are actually being apathetic. They are procrastinating about something that needs an immediate response. Leaders should make special efforts to evaluate their own activities to see if they are displaying true patience and tolerance. They should also observe the patterns of avoidance, apathy, or insensitivity, especially at times when they need to be more involved in productive action. Okay, thank you all so much for your time. I hope that this reading was informative and gives you a little more keys to live a powerful, effective life. This is your host, Krista Deva, and until next time.